You're watching the 5 Minute Bark Podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner. Guess what, everybody? Another episode of the 5 Minute Bark, and today I'm really excited. This is really one of those things you kind of step into. You kind of walk into your next evolution in your life. And I was at a client's house. His business, his office. It's called Chill Tonic here in La Jolla, California. And in comes a patient, and his name is Badiee. Did I say that correct? Perfect. Yeah, right. Yeah. And he just started talking, and I said, "This guy, I just got to listen to this guy. I got to listen to this guy." And he starts talking to the owner, my friend Matt Bergman, who owns Chill Tonic, and really had some amazing advice that I wanted to have on my show. So he's graciously come on the show here today with us here in the 5 Minute Bark, and he's going to share some great things here today. So please welcome Badiee again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. This is just really great to be here today. We're all set up. All the mechanical stuff's all taken care of.
Perfect.
And we're just ready to talk. So,
fantastic.
Yeah. So I guess let's first start off by telling people about you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And had over 20 companies. Is that correct?
10 companies.
You'll
get to 20.
Yeah, we'll get to 20 eventually, right? Yeah. Tell us about this journey that you've gone through. I mean, obviously 10 companies is a lot to go through.
Yeah, it is. It's been an opportunity for me. And it's important for, I think, people to find out what their inherent nature is. What is it that drives them? And some are not meant to be entrepreneur. And many people very much could be entrepreneur. Question is, do they know that or not? Is there an opportunity they could find that out or not? And I was an industrial engineer, worked for a clothing company called Gap and Banana Republic in their distribution center.
Know them very well.
And it was an opportunity to get rid of their excess inventories. And we put up this warehouse sales, and next thing I know, the employees are coming and buying this merchandise and taking it away in bag loads, paying $2 an item, and I thought this could be a great business. So I left the company, but all their excess inventories, and next thing you know, that company is grown, and we were doing several $100 million at retail, and I had 2,000 full-time and part-time employees doing events, liquidation events in 30 states nationwide. And that was my first business in essence.
That's exciting. I mean, now that's such a popular thing. In fact, we just had a Nordstrom rack just open up right here next door to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like where people go to shop, these extra inventory places. I mean,
that's true.
I've learned a lot. I was dating a beautiful young lady who was in the clothing industry, and I realized how much that stuff's overpriced.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying $200 for a shirt, and it cost them $2 to make it, or $1.50. So
yeah, it's exactly that. My business started before there was outlet stores, and after 10 years of running it, and I opened retail stores, I realized it's time to move on and go after other things that I had the passion for, and so on and so forth.
So you saw an idea.
Yes. And
you took advantage of it, and it grew into this massive company. And we're all trying to get ourselves to jump on these ideas. We're trying to find these ideas. We're trying to get, acute to it, or really think of these ideas. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you're always thinking, right?
Yeah.
What if there's people out there that are on the edge and want to be how do they adopt that mentality or that thinking process?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And I think ideas are a dime a dozen, in my opinion.
Of course.
And there is no idea that you could have that somebody else haven't had. You would be looking at like Airbnb and Uber and say, wow, look at that idea. Well, there were a number of other companies with the same exact idea. It comes to implementation. It comes to taking an action. And whenever there is an idea that comes to your mind, it's so easy to check it out. Go in, Google it, go online, talk to people to see if is it viable or not. And unless you hear something that truly knocks you out, that this is not going to work out, you should go for it. Give it a try. And in this day and age, with the information that's abundant everywhere, you can learn so much about it. And I think the most important key factor is confidence. And confidence, unlike what we were told when we were younger, is not something that we are born with it. You can become confident by knowing steps that you should be taking to become more confident. For instance, I have learned that confident people don't know who they are, but they do know who they're becoming. who they want to become, who they could become. So it's almost like they know what they are going to accomplish or become in the future, and they're here today, and it's just a matter of getting there. And by getting there, you have to believe in your abilities to figure it out.
Yeah.
Taking courses, reading books, online, internet. The days that you have to go to college and get degrees on something to become successful is gone. And one clip on an internet could literally change your life.
Literally change your life. We just saw that with recently with the Grammys or whatever. This young lady wore a dress and she was selling music, and she came number one on the iTunes and all the stores for billboards for her music, just in wearing one dress. It happens overnight all the time.
It's
Facebook.
perfect.
Yeah, it's a perfect, really interesting, great thing, and such a great person. And, talking about confidence, it's funny you're bringing this up. It's like, how does life do this? But I am now actually selling my professional interview service to companies. And I'm like, okay, well, who can, benefit from this? And because it's really a great marketing tool to be on a show and be interviewed and be passionate and share amazing information. With the social media world, is nothing better than know, like, and trust. Right. So I'm trying to sell this now. And this is just 2 days ago, and I've never done door-to-door sales for a long time. Like 1990s, I think is the last time I'd done it. So I'm really lack of confidence, I guess is the word I had. And I'm sitting in the hallway, prancing back and forth for 20 minutes, trying to walk in the door, and I'd back out. Walk to the door, walk back out. And I couldn't find the confidence. And I finally just said, you know what, Dennis, you're going to just keep walking, and you're just going to keep walking, and you're just going to keep walking, and you're going to open the door, and you're just going to keep walking. And I finally did. I just kind of like pushed myself through the door and went in, and of course I got shot down. But it's amazing how you need to grow and build your confidence over time.
Yes. And it's the kind of thing you can learn from mentors. And confidence is not something you have. It's something you generate. Like one of my mentors, Brendan Burchard, says, power plant don't have power. It generates power. We can generate confidence. If you don't know how to do it, just start practicing it. There's so many books out there, so many things online, but it's just the act of doing. It's amazing. I have gotten to the point that whatever I want to accomplish, there's always challenges. And for every no I get, I'm just one step closer to the yes that I'm going to get. And it's almost, you have no doubt that when things doesn't work out, it's only because something better is waiting for you. So you are thankful and have an immense level of gratitude for things that doesn't work out, which allow you to work through those challenges and become better and become more successful, and therefore gain more confidence, to the point that it really doesn't matter what happens, because you're doing your best, and whatever happens is always going to turn out to be the best.
Yeah. Tell me about, you said you've made millions, you've lost millions.
Yes.
We all go from living in La Jolla to living in a studio apartment. It happens a lot, especially in 2008, where I've had friends who had 90 houses and they went down to studio apartments. Yeah. 4 kids and the whole 9 yards. The mentality you use to get yourself back up. I mean, you obviously you know how to do a business, but you've gone through the tough times, and you had to get some advice on that.
No, absolutely. I would say I've had 10 different companies. My last company, which is currently what I'm very much in love with, and I love doing it, is development of real estate properties. Well, you know what happened to the real estate when the bottom dropped in 2008, and most people suffered, and you can go bankrupt, and bankrupt is when you have nothing. Yeah. Well, I went negative 10 million from where I was. No point mentioning numbers and all that, but I had a huge swing. So what is it that makes someone go so low that every attorney will say, you need to file bankruptcy? And I'm thinking, it's only negative 10 million, guys. I'm going to come back. I think it's the cumulative effect of the knowledge that you have within you, whether it's spirituality knowledge that you realize it's not all about what's external world, and how internally you look at things, and so on and so forth. And as a rule of thumb, once you believe on the fact and you believe in yourself, coming back to the confidence, that this is going to be an amazing experience for me. If I'm not the biggest champion for myself, no one is going to be. There was a gentleman, God bless him, Wayne Dyer, been coach for many, many millions of people. He used to say, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And oh my God, it's such a true statement. So when you're going down, you have not much. Just by that attitude, it goes, well, what can I do? When you have your back against the wall, you got family, you got 3 kids, how do you fit them? How do you maintain your home so they don't go through severe emotional crisis and they can at least see a maintained lifestyle? That's when the most amazing creativity will come out of each and every one of us. And so we become more creative. We deal with the positive that could be out there versus focusing and looking at the negative and the past, because the past is the past. It's just a part of the story. How do we use our past as a balancing board to go to higher levels? How do we use all those experiences that we have and saying that's just an experience? What do I need to become happier, to become more successful? So it's a forward thinking and working hard towards it and not taking any of these things, whether it's wealth or fame or any of it, too seriously, because none of it is permanent. Our health is not permanent. Our life is not permanent. Money is not permanent. Relationships is not permanent. So cherishing it, loving it, appreciating while you have it. And when they go away, you just deal with whatever it is that you have to make the best of it. And that's the beginning of something potentially a lot better than what you had in the past. Yeah. That's what has happened to me on a number of occasions.
I mean, myself too as well. I mean, I've been a professional athlete and done over, and you just go through it. You just gotta put that best hat on every day, right? You do.
Absolutely.
And you were talking about this the other day, is seeing yourself in the future.
Yeah.
As to what?
Yeah. It's for instance, I want to develop industrial properties, and I've never done more than 1 or 2 at a time each year. And when you lose everything, now it's playing defense. You're keeping the banks off and making sure you fulfill your obligation, pay your debt so you don't damage anybody. And the intention has to be good intention. And then one day, through the coaching, through the reading books, you wonder, why am I thinking that one day I'm going to get back to developing 1 more property? Why not 10? What is it that limits me to think big? Well, the minute you start thinking 10 times more, which is 1,000% more, your brain starts saying, holy cow, I've never been exposed to those way of thinking. What am I missing? It's not what I can do, is what are all the stuff that I'm missing and who can fulfill that shoes? It's amazing the way you start thinking bigger. It's amazing if you have the intention of service and giving, so you contribute a good part or a portion of your revenue or potential profits to causes that are important for you, which comes down to why we do what we do. For instance, for me, I love to create and innovate environments and opportunities that can enhance the life of people and anybody I come to contact with, because you're going to give away things. You're going to share your time, your talent, and your treasure with institutions, with educating younger kids to become better members of the society. There is a drive, there's an energy and a source that's not within us. It's outside of us. It's in the universe. And it's amazing how people come to help you because they want to be a part of that. And all of a sudden, I'm doing $100 million worth of development. From 2 years ago that I'm negative 10 million. It definitely is not the individual sitting in front of you. It's the universe and how it reacts to how you think about things. That's the way I can put it into words.
It's projecting it forward.
Yeah.
Projecting it forward.
Exactly.
I watched a documentary on Warren Buffett last night. And
how was it?
It was really good. And, I've never really followed the guy too much in my life, but he's there and he's the richest man out there. And it was interesting because, he doesn't have a computer. He doesn't use computers. He doesn't use anything technology wise. He drives himself to work. He goes to McDonald's in the morning. He pays cash for his McDonald's biscuit in the morning. Really interesting. And he lives in a very simple house. I think his house was like $300,000, and it's a house he rented for a long time and ended up buying, never moved out of it. Very simple life. His office has only got 20 people in it, and it's the same office he's had in 1956. And he said one more thing too, is his employees are all the same employees the entire time that he had the company.
That's a talent.
Isn't that a talent?
It's fantastic.
But he kept it simple.
Yeah.
He kept it simple.
That's wonderful.
And you were talking about charity and giving forward, and he's always had the mentality he wanted to this stockpile money and compound. His mind was a compound interest thing, tool. And so obviously his wife passed away, and she always wanted to give, so he started giving billions and billions away.
Yes.
And it's funny, he has more than, he gave it 27 billion away, and all of a sudden he's making 27 billion the next year. It's like it just kind of kept on compounding and compounding.
Yeah.
So there's two ways to compound, right? There's the compound of interest, and there's a compound of giving away.
Yeah, exactly. I think all of us as human beings, we have this fear, and the fear is we will run out of money. How do we supply the food, the home, the shelter, the money for education, to do the things we want to do and all that? And as a result, we never take the time to truly figure out, number one, who we are, what is it that we love, and how much do we truly need to maintain that. Once we know that number, and when I had the opportunity, when I lost everything, to realize I really need 1/5 of what I had before in order to become successful. So the dollar amounts is not as important. It almost doesn't matter whether you get there or not. But if you're going in the spirit of accomplishing your God-given talents in any form, way, or shape that you can, knowing you're going to give away a portion of it for things that are important to you, that is your purpose in life, you love doing it. It's amazing how dormant forces come alive and they help you, and you part of that giving. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Amazing.
You see it all the time.
Yeah. It really is fantastic.
It is very, very, very amazing. And one other question I wanted to ask you is, you were talking about, here you are now, and your mentors can help you see where you want to be going, and finding the help and the people around you to fulfill the work that you would once do. I mean, a lot of people, the biggest problem they have with being an entrepreneur, they want to do everything. They want to control and do everything. And you were also talking about how finding those people, those proper people, and you looking forward, this all works really nicely.
Yeah, it's so true. When I was younger, and not like many years younger, but when I was younger, I thought I can do anything better than anybody else. Therefore, I always questioned everybody that did work for me. I had to check on their work, and whenever I find something wrong with it, I went and corrected it and reaffirming how good I was. The problem with that is, as good as you could be, the work of one individual human being is limited in a world where there are 7 billion plus people living in it. But once you start allowing others to do good, give them the opportunity, and the mistakes become experiences for them. You gave them the opportunity to have those experiences and grow from those. And the power of 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 is like the power of 20. My company is developing currently 6 projects. All of them are 10 million plus, altogether about 100 million. We got several more in due diligence. We're doing it with a solid team of 5 people, not 20 and 30 people, because they are
efficient,
phenomenal. They're given the authority to make decisions, to move forward, do what they can do best. And if they screw up, so they do. Haven't I done that? So It's just amazing. You got to trust other people and believe that they are in your life to serve a purpose. And if the purpose among all of us is mutual, it's an amazing thing that can be accomplished.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I've always understood that in my businesses, where I had to have the people around me doing all these other things so I could, it was my idea, it was my seed, I planted it. So I've got to let it grow, and I have to continue it to grow, because I'm actually hurting the company by not continuing to grow the company.
I agree with you, my friend.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to let other people benefit from you, and we serve a purpose of our own, and maybe our purpose is different than others, and maybe we are better in what we're doing than maybe somebody else is, and you could have done that job. But the team and putting it in a global picture, we're in a world of 7 billion people. There are that many customers out there, and there are that many people that can help you accomplish. There's nothing with the technology that's in front of us. There's nothing we cannot accomplish once we put our mind into it.
It's amazing to see. I mean, this right here, this is a phone. You can see it's paper thin.
Yeah.
And 15 years ago, this was, this big.
Yes. Well, that technology in that iPhone that you hold in your hand, they didn't have that technology when they sent a man to the moon.
Right.
And that technology is $100 now. And the entire world, there's 3 billion people connected to that technology. In the next 4 years, there's going to be 3 billion additional people connected to it, which means there is 3 additional billion people as potential customers for you, but there is additional 3 billion people who are going to add knowledge to your knowledge system. And in the world that information going to be abundant with the networking, with sensors, with artificial intelligence, with 3D, with robotics, with drones, with longevity aspect of the improvement that's taking place in this world, I'm going to live to 120 unless I have an accident. So even though I'm 56, I'm really a 26-year-old guy with 30 years of experience. There's amazing thing we can do. Therefore, we cannot get stuck with a little bit of knowledge that we got today. We got to keep enhancing it. We got to keep changing it. And on top of that, at the rate we're growing, in no time, information going to be free, any information available to us anywhere at any time. Imagine having those tools in the hands of the world. This world is going to be moving exponentially faster. And it's amazing all the beautiful things going to happen. But we cannot be stuck with one thing and saying that's all I care about and I don't like it because you have fear of it. We have to embrace it and put it into good use.
Yes.
Just like electricity can cook a meal or it can cook the person. Is that how do you use it?
Yeah.
And we are an equipment in this beautiful universe that can bring tremendous amount of goodness to other people.
Yeah. You said Brandon Bouchard earlier. I think he's in town for a conference this week, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, I've been to so many of his conferences. I think this guy is absolutely amazing. And it's amazing how if we take so much time to go to universities, and we went to high school, we go to colleges, a course online
can teach you
from
more.
The world's best will cost you $200 to $1,000, but what you get out of that $1,000, because if you take an online course, you're desperate to do something amazing, you don't have clarity about something, you're not sure about certain things, just take a course.
Yes.
And it's amazing what a course can do. And it could be just one thing or it could be 20 things. $1,000 course can be equivalent of 5 years of education and 2 years of MBA. That $1,000 can make you become a multi-millionaire, can use it to other people's benefit, not to mention have a great life yourself.
It's funny, I was watching that Warren Buffett thing, and he said, you don't see my graduation plaque, you don't see my college degree plaque, you see my course. He took a course, a speaking course. That's a plaque he put on the wall because that's where he got the most of his education from.
That's beautiful to know. That is nice to know.
Isn't that great?
Like it is true. And it's amazing that I got kids. They go to local school here in La Jolla, and what they learn out of school is a fantastic foundation. But at the end of the day, we got to teach them more about just education and schools and all that. We got to teach people that yes, yourself and your family, we are perhaps our family, and our duty and our compassionate should be to the center of universe, which is our family, but certainly shouldn't be to the boundary. The village, the family, the friends, the city, the country, eventually the whole global world should be something that could benefit from our talents. Are we thinking that way? If we're not thinking that way and we're just thinking serving ourselves, we are very limited with that God gift that we have to share. But if you broaden your horizon and it includes enhancing life of others, we can do amazing things. I know.
Absolutely amazing things. If you're watching, everybody, you see Benny here today, and he's got absolutely so much energy. He's passionate, and this is what an entrepreneur looks like, is in your prime, or if you're down, there's the energy that you radiate on the world, and it's just amazing. It really is amazing, and you're amazing.
Thank you, my brother.
I'm so glad that I have you on the show here today. But I want you out there, listeners, to understand that this is how it is as an entrepreneur. And if you're not an entrepreneur, that's okay too. If you need somebody that you want to be a part of a company and you want to be a team player in that is good too. There's greatness in both. They always
absolutely.
A good friend of mine said there's only so many chiefs and there's only so many Indians.
And you need both of them.
You need both of them.
Yeah, one of the things that I think has helped me tremendously, and I learned that from a gentleman called Dan Sullivan, a coach of mine. Whenever you have doubt, whenever you're down, whenever you've been defeated, whenever you've fallen, we all gonna experience that. It's really a matter of how soon you get up. And instead of when you're down and you're depressed or you have issues that you think it only applies to you, instead of going inward, go and actually go outward. Go meet with people. Get out there. And the minute you do that, you turn an instant down cycle to a up cycle. And I remember a story of this man who was a very famous man. And the story goes that in Second World War, his kid got killed in the war, and he got the telegraph that your kid got killed, and he was very much attached to his son. And the next night is a Christmas night. He shows up to the party, and everybody's just stunned, like, what are you doing here? What a hypocrite. What are you doing here? We thought you loved your son. He goes, yep. And I knew sooner or later, if I keep thinking about that, it's going to kill me. And I knew that sooner or later, I need to get going. And I just rather decided on the sooner rather than later.
Right.
Here I am. It's the mind shift. It's the mindset that we have. You want to know what a mindset means? You can go and buy a DVD or a CD on Amazon that talks about mindset, and you can quickly determine how your mindset is, and you'll find out how quickly you can change your mindset or what the mindset of successful people are. And those $3.99 CDs is literally a life changer. You can change your genomics. You can change your genes because you thought my mom and dad were negative, therefore I'm negative. Not so. We are intelligent enough that once we exposed to additional knowledge, there's plenty of good we can get out of it.
Awesome. We're way past our time here.
Thank you.
And you did amazing.
Thank you.
I think we covered it all. I mean, we're fired up. You and I are going to go change the world right now.
I love this life. In Africa, they say Maisha Mazuri, which means I love this life. So
yeah, that's awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
Such great information.
I appreciate that.
And I hope you had fun as well.
I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Listeners, thank you for tuning in here today with Benny. And I had a great time with you guys out there, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, you can certainly find me on Facebook, Dennis Langlais, and I can contact Benny and get those questions answered for you if you have any, or if you have a website or anything you want to give for people out there.
My website is my company's website, which is www.badiee.development.com.
There you go. There you have it. Awesome. All right. So listeners, thank you again. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Until then, I'm going to go enjoy some time with Benny.
Thank you.
Bye,
so long, everybody.
You're watching the 5 Minute Bark podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner.